Now, there's a reason why I have chosen this late hour for money conditioning meetings. I've told you before, and it bears repeating. Perhaps the most of you are going to go home and go to bed after this and sleep, and I hope you will. Skip TV tonight. I know someone said, I ain't coming here again, and if I got to miss my late show. Just want you to go home and be quiet, just retire with these thoughts that I put in your mind. That's why I have it at this late hour. As I've explained to you time and time again, and it should be said time and time again, that the hours while you are asleep, the conscious mind is in abeyance for a longer period of time then than at any time, any other time during your usual life. And while your conscious mind is in abeyance, the subconscious mind is free to work on the ideas which have been deposited with it during your waking hours. As a matter of fact, while you sleep, all of your experiences of the so-called future are arranged by your subconscious mind according to the ideas which you have deposited in it during your waking hours. If you go to sleep with a successful, prosperous idea, with a successful, prosperous feeling in your mind, while you are asleep, the subconscious mind, by means of what I call subconscious correlation, will be making all of the necessary arrangements for your success and for your prosperity. Contacting all of the right people, even while they sleep. And so in your waking hours, you will be led to do the right thing, to contact the right people. The right people will contact you. And things will just begin to click for you. As a matter of fact, successful, prosperous, money-making ideas will just start popping up in your mind as a matter of habit. Some of you will be led to do some things which will prosper you that perhaps you've never thought of before. And it will all be arranged while you're sleeping. This is the secret that the mastermind Jesus was speaking of when he said, my yoke is easy, my burden is light. You see, because in the conscious mind, we work too hard. Some of us, we just push and we shove, trying to get things to work out. We fight with people and we fight with things. We hem and haw and push and claw. But you don't have to do that. Go to sleep at night with the right ideas in your mind. Condition your mind every night before you go to sleep. And your subconscious mind will work on those right ideas and work out those right ideas. And you'll learn the true experience of my yoke is easy, my burden is light. You'll find out you don't have to fuss with your boss. You won't have to wrestle with the angel. You won't have to struggle and stress and strain. And may I say that it is very important, the mood and the attitude in which you go to sleep. Like I've told you before, you never meet anyone for the first time anyway. Before you meet a person in the objective, you've met them first in the subjective. While you're asleep, you meet all of the people that you're going to meet in your waking hours. Go to bed feeling like a loser, feeling like you're cheated, feeling like everything that's going against you. And while you're asleep, your subconscious mind will go and get all the people that are necessary to cheat you. And then you'll get up the next morning and go down to the butcher shop, and the butcher will put his thumb on the scale, you see. The computer at the light company will make a mistake and send you a bill for $10,390. Because here again, you know, there are no mistakes and there are no accidents. At some point or the other, in your subconscious mind, in your subjective activity, you meet the people and the conditions that you will later meet objectively. But if you condition your mind for success, prosperity, love, and happiness, especially each evening before you go to sleep, by the same token, your subconscious mind will go before you and prepare the way for you, the way of success and prosperity, success and love, and come again and receive you unto itself. More action takes place concerning your life while you're asleep than does while you're awake. You see, while you're awake, your subconscious mind has to contend with the conscious facet of mind. Because you take, for example, the conscious mind. Maybe with the conscious mind you say, oh, I sure wish I could get me some more money. Then the conscious mind will come right behind and say, yeah, but you know you can't do that. The conscious mind, if you have not trained it to obey your will offer good suggestions and argue them down right on the spot. You see, a lot of people are laughing, you see, because you know I'm reading you. And I'm going to ask for open confessions about this, as I've done many times before. How many of you have thought of some good that you'd like to be, to do, and to have? And as soon as you thought about it, right away, the conscious mind started arguing it down. That's right. It happens almost all the time, doesn't it? And what happens? The conscious mind immediately begins to give you all the reasons why you can't. And some of you have become a regular prosecuting attorney against yourselves. But you see, the trick is this. The mastermind, Jesus, again says, when you pray, don't let your right hand know what your left hand is doing. Now, what does that mean? Now, in the scriptures, the left hand represents the subconscious mind. The right hand represents the conscious mind. And this is why I've taught you in mind science lessons here lately about the transliminal area of mind. The closet that Jesus was talking about when he said, when you pray, enter into your what? Secret closet. And speak to your Father which sees in secret. And your Father which sees in secret will reward you openly. In other words, decide the good which you desire to be, to do, and to have with the conscious mind. And don't let it argue about or ask even how. Decide the good you want to be, to do, and to have with your conscious mind, and immediately go into the closet of the transliminal mind, into your imagination. Imagination takes place in that area of the transliminal mind. And in your imagination, shut up from the question of how and why. Just see and feel yourself being what you want to be, doing what you want to do, and having what you want to have. And even keep that a secret from that reasoning mind. You see, the various facets of mind are good in their various offices, and you have to know their offices. And while you're in the transliminal area of mind, using your imagination, being what you want to be, doing what you want to do, and having what you want to have, this idea is impressed upon the subconscious mind. And you fall asleep, you see, while you're doing this, and the subconscious mind has this idea impressed upon it. And while you're asleep, the conscious mind can't touch the subconscious. It cannot interfere with it. And by the time the conscious mind comes back in the morning, the deal has been sealed. And you see, the right hand didn't know what the left hand was doing, because the right hand was asleep, but the left hand was working. The conscious mind was asleep, but the subconscious, in conjunction with the superconscious mind, were working. So in a sense, and I'll use this term, and I use it advisedly, you have to even learn how to play tricks on your mind. This is why many times it doesn't even pay you to tell everybody about the good that you want to be, to do, and to have. One of the greatest lessons we'll ever learn is to keep our damn mouths shut. Sometimes you can't even tell your husband or your wife. Because you see, there again, that reasoning mind through them will try to talk you out of your good. And I'm pretty good at this business of not telling anybody about the details of what I'm going to do and how I'm going to do it until I do it. And then by that time, you see, before they can get their mouths open to say, you can't do that, I have done it. I'm going to preach a sermon soon. I want them to remind me, titled, Who Ever Heard of That? It was one of the favorite expressions of my mother when I was a kid, and I'd tell her about some of the strange things I intended doing. She'd say, who ever heard of that? And I'm sure many of you, sometimes you've told your friends, your relatives, some of the things you wanted to be, to do, and to have, and they sounded strange to them and said, who ever heard of that? Any of you ever had that said to you? Who ever heard of that? And my response now is, I never heard of it, that's why I'm going to do it. But I'm going to teach you now, just learn how to be cool. Don't talk so much. Go in a corner somewhere and write Reverend Ike. Don't say too much about it. You see, because I know what you're doing there. You see, when you're writing Reverend Ike, you're dealing with your subconscious mind. When you're writing to Reverend Ike, you're making a very strong and positive mental transaction. And it's a wonderful thing that I have people in this congregation who come here every week, and still they write to me every week. But you see, when you quiet your mind enough to think about something, to focus your mind upon it, and to write about it, that makes a strong impression. And I found out about making mental secret transactions before I even understood the mind science of it way back in Boston, when a lady came to me and said, Reverend Ike, I got the prayer cloth from you to stop my husband from drinking, and I put it under his mattress and he quit drinking, but he found the prayer cloth and went back to drinking. That's when I instructed you, don't say anything about the prayer cloth, particularly if you are trying to help somebody else with it. You see, the thought which she and I projected toward that man, the good thought, was unknown to his conscious mind. And she and I were working for him, subconscious to subconscious. We didn't go through the conscious mind, so the conscious mind couldn't put up any resistance. You see, that's how I get to people. That's how I get to people who say they don't even believe in me. That's why I say you can't lose with the stuff I use. You don't have to believe with the conscious mind. I can get to you without that. That's why I laugh. Just laugh about it, And another thing that tickles me, that I told somebody today also, you'd be surprised the people who write to me and who have my prayer clause right in their hip pockets, and they swear up and down that they don't know nothing about Reverend Ike. It would surprise you. Reverend Ike? Oh, no, not me. But you see here, in a way, they're smart too. You see, because that way they turn off all that stuff that people would probably say to them, and they still get the benefit. And they don't let the right hand know what the left hand's doing. This is the meaning of the secret disciples of Jesus. A lot of people believed in him, but didn't say anything. All right? So you remember this. Every night just before you fall asleep, you have a golden opportunity. You have an opportunity the likes of which you do not have at any other time. You have the opportunity of giving an order to your subconscious mind to bring to pass the good which you desire, and the subconscious mind will work it out with ease and comfort while you're asleep. Let me hear everybody say, golden opportunity. Golden opportunity. Say it again. Golden opportunity. Now you remember this, and I want you folks to start taking charge of your golden opportunity. All of the things that you've been fighting and fussing and fuming about, stop it. And before you go to sleep, just move into the transliminal area of mind and use your imagination to see everything good that you want to be, to do, and to have just happening with ease. And fall asleep in that mood. The subconscious will contact the superconscious and work it out, for his ways are past finding out. And he is able to do exceeding abundantly above all that you can think or ask.